The lead and our politics lead now, as you can see by our set, it's just over 2 weeks until Election Day. Today we're going to follow one of the most bitter, hard-fought Senate races in the country, Kentucky Senate race. The Secretary of State there, Allison Lundergan Grimes, is trying to unseat the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the man who may find himself running the Senate if he can survive her challenge. The race, though, may not hinge on such major issues. Instead, it might come down to, in some ways, a flap over burgers and wages and double entendres. CNN investigative reporter Chris Freites traveled to the bluegrass state for this report.
In her race to defeat Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, Allison Lundergan Grimes has barnstormed Kentucky, talking up her support for raising the minimum wage.
I'm fighting for all Kentuckians, all working Americans across this nation. I don't believe $7.25 an hour raises a family of four above the poverty level.
So you might be surprised to find out that Grimes' family business pays some tipped employees only minimum wage. Here in Kentucky, servers at Huge Ass Burgers, yep, you heard that right, make just $2.13 an hour. That's the minimum wage for tipped employees, and it hasn't budged since the 90s. The minimum wage for workers who aren't making tips is $7.25 an hour, a figure that last increased 5 years ago. So what gives? We went to Kentucky to find out.
For me, it's about making sure that hardworking Kentuckians have a bright future, and that future includes having not just a minimum wage, but a living wage.
And at the restaurant owned by Grimes' family, a living wage includes one that depends on tips.
My family is not in this race. I'm on the ballot.
What Grimes doesn't mention is that while she doesn't own the restaurant, she did do some of its legal work, signing the business and corporation documents and representing the restaurant in a lawsuit. The minimum wage isn't the only issue where the restaurant doesn't practice what Grimes preaches. On the campaign trail, she's been an advocate for women's issues. Her camp even accused Republicans of sexism.
I am the Kentucky woman who my Republican colleagues here in this state so gentlemanly refer to as an empty dress.
But check out what's on the menu at Huge Ass Burgers.
Charlotte's Rack, sure to be voted biggest rack. Ribs named after her mom. And Abby's Huge Ass, a burger named after her sister. And they sell souvenir items like this Check Out My Buns apron.
When we tried to ask Grimes about her family's use of double entendre, she walked away surrounded by security, leaving us holding the greasy burger bag.
With 2 weeks to go, the race remains tight, but national Democrats have started putting their money elsewhere. Not a great sign for Grimes. Jake?
Chris Freites, thank you so much. In this program,